All right, hey there, let's get started. Hope you're doing well today. We're going to do another prompt here. So we're going to take the prompt that we've been using. I think in a couple of videos, we'll probably look to change this up and maybe try to fine tune it a little bit, maybe pick some different types of challenges, or maybe kind of move into more advanced beginner topics or something along those lines. But I think for now, this will do just fine. And we'll continue to use the temporary chats. And let's post the prompt and see what we get back today. So we're going to organize a party. And we need to create a guest list of RSVPs. So we're going to write a Python program that takes a list of guests as the input, removes duplicate names, and sorts the names alphabetically. So finally print the unique sorted guest name. Okay, doesn't seem too bad. So input this, output, we're essentially going to remove the Alice that is in there. So the input will contain at least one name, no more than 50 names. I'm not really concerned about that. Each name in the list will be a string, alphanumerical, no longer than 20 characters. Output must be sorted with no duplicates. And you must use built-in Python features for this. So we're not going to use, what would I use for this if I wasn't using built-in? Well, I guess you could use pandas or something for this, but okay. So, okay, I think that will work. Let us go to make our directory for this one. We will call this party guest, I think is what we'll call it. We'll move into that directory and we'll open VS Code and we'll get started here. So like before, we'll create a challenge text and we'll create a main.py where we will do all of the code, and we'll split this so we can kind of review it as we go in case we run into any issues. All right, so first things first, let's set up our if name block here, and then we will configure our guests to be this list of names. It doesn't say that we have to write a function for this, but I think we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Maybe we'll write two functions, one for the sort functionality and one for removing the duplicates. So we'll do one that is removing duplicates, and then one that is sort list. Yeah. All right, we'll pass on that one for now. Let's go back to the duplicate one. So this will be the first one we will do. So our output is going to be a list as well. So it needs to return a list. I think what I'm thinking right now is taking a names and doing a set values, and let's print this just so we could see it. So we'll do remove dupes, we'll pass in guest, and let's print that out. So yeah, that's what I expected. So set has to be unique, or it will be unique. So by changing it to a set already, it's actually going to remove the duplicate. So yeah, I think we'll do that, and then we'll just return names as a list like this. And I think that will actually get us exactly what we need. And, maybe we'll add this into a variable. Let's call it refined names, and we'll print the type of refined names just so that we can verify that this actually is a list class. Okay, so yeah, that's what we would expect it to be. It should be a list refined names, print that. So essentially that gives us the dedupes, values that we need here. I think if I was doing this myself, so let's actually do this here. If I was doing this in a normal program, let's say I was doing it for work or something like that, I think I would actually do this. Which would change it to a set inside and then a list on the outside. It does the same thing, but I think you can just achieve it in a single line of code. And it's fairly, to me, this is pretty readable, but it might be confusing for some as to, does the set happen first inside, or does the list happen first on the outside? So you could do it this way, but I think the other way was fine too. So that sorts that, and then let's actually change the. We're gonna change this, and we're gonna change this to names list, or set names, something like that. I just want to name it a little bit better. Okay, and then next we need to sort these alphabetically. So currently these are not in the right order, so we'll have to do that. So then we will do sorted names, and we will do sort list, pass in refined names, and then up here we've got two options for this one. So we could do names, which is already a list, and you could do sort on this, and then you could return names, and then you print that, and that'll do it. Now you can do it that way. You cannot, I don't think you can do this though, because it returns none, because sort returns none, because this modifies the existing list that comes in. So I think you need to assign it to, or you don't assign it to a variable, but I think you have to do that operation on it, and then you can return the names separately. If you wanted to do it in a single line, then you would do sorted names, and that would also do it. And I think that pretty much, meets all the criteria. So we'll dedupe it, we'll sort it, and then that's that. And then, I sometimes like to do this, and this is not necessary in this case, but this is kind of what I like to do sometimes when I have multiple functions, is I like to have like a parent function that has everything, and then we'll just return the sorted names. And so I would basically do results equals main, and I would pass the guess into main. And so now they would come here, they would then go through the refine. No, it wouldn't work in this case. I need to pass names here. Yeah. So it did actually work, to my surprise, but that's okay. So anyway, so yeah, we pass the names to this, it does the dupes, and then it does the sorting, and then it gives it back to us. So then these are kind of really just helper functions at this point, and this is the main program that runs. So that kind of does everything we need it to. I think the only caveat to this is you could do some error catching to try and prevent some issues. So my initial thought is like, if is instance names list, then you would do this. Otherwise you would return none here. Is instance. It would help if I do that right. So I think stuff like that is useful. None, I mean, you may want to do like a try except potentially, but maybe you would want to do something different in this case instead of returning none, but I think that's a suitable way to catch things as well. So in this example, we could do refined names equals, and we'll do, or we could even do a set. Honestly, we don't need to we don't need it to be a list, but we could do a set, and then we'll return none because it's a set and not a list, but then the list returns just fine. So that kind of fits all the needs of this, and we did it with just the built-in features. Oh, it actually mentions sets and list in the problem. I didn't notice that. So looks like that might be how ChatGPT is potentially going to solve it as well. Let's go take a look. Let's go see what the solution here is. So unique guest, set, and then sorted. And yeah, I think this is perfectly fine too. You could do just a single guest list. I mean, you're doing 2, and then just return the sorted guest. I split it into 2 functions because I try to maintain like single responsibility functions where they only do one thing. Even I struggle with that from time to time, and it may get a little out of hand, but yeah, I think set's a good example here. So it's great. All right, well, that was easy enough. Didn't take too long, and we got to handle it pretty quickly. So let me know how you did. Maybe what kind of issues you ran into, or what you thought about this challenge, and what your solution was. If it was something different, I would definitely like to see that or hear about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like. Let me know if there are any challenges that you would like to propose, or maybe any prompts that you might have that you want to share with ChatGPT through this, and we'll do those and kind of see how it turns out. So until next time, take care.